Hello paper crafters, I'm Sunny Sky and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I would like to show you a little bit about two-step stamping, or in this case three-step stamping. We're going to be making this cupcake image, which is stamped in 3 shades of pink and red and 3 of blue. It's from this new Sweet Cupcake set that's in the new catalog that just came out June 1st. And you'll notice in this stamp set that you actually have directions on this set for what order in which to stamp these images. This is a photopolymer set, and so you can see straight through the images. First, let me show you the colors we're going to use. Flirty Flamingo for your lightest shade of your frosting. Then we're going to use the Real Red twice. If you stamp off, you'll get a paler shade, and then do it the first impression to get your deepest or third shade. And this is a great way to do it if you've only got 2 ink colors that coordinate. You don't have to have 3. You can stamp off with 1 and get 2 shades of the same color. Then for the blue, for the cupcake wrapper on the base, we'll use Soft Sky, Marina Mist, and Dapper Denim. I mentioned that this is a photopolymer stamp set, meaning the stamps are clear. You can see this image is on my clear block and I can see right through it, and this is a great way to be able to 2-step or 3-step stamp. So these images, you have 3 that are the frosting of the cupcake, and they're numbered. You can see a 1 next to this one, a 2 here, and a 3 here. The same thing for the base of the cupcake. You have 1 here, 2 for this one, and a 3 for this one. Now, when you are 2-step or triple-step stamping, you do want to do the reverse of what you might think is the way you're stamping. The image that has the most dark color is actually going to be the palest ink, and the image that has the least color attached, more detail, is going to be the darkest ink. Now, traditionally I have stamped my lightest image first, gone to the medium image, then gone to the darkest image. It does not matter which way you stamp, the inks lay together, they blend together. You're not going to hide the light ink under the dark ink or the dark under the light. But for this stamp set and a lot of the new double and triple step images in the catalog, Stampin' Up! Is actually recommending that you start with the darkest one. This, you see the number 1, stamp with this first, and this has the least amount of ink. It's going to be in your darkest color. Today we're going to do this in the Real Red. The reason is, when you are looking through this image, if you have dark ink on your image, it's going to be harder to see the image that you're lining it up with underneath. But if you have the paler ink, you can see it better. So you stamp the darkest first, then you're going to stamp the medium over top of that. And then when you get to the lighter ink, you'll be able to see that darker ink through the plastic, through the photopolymer of the stamp, in order to be able to line it up accurately. And the same goes through with our muffin bases that we're using today. My first stamp that I'm going to do is the base of the cupcake in the Dapper Denim. This is the number 1 stamp, and it is the darkest blue that I'm using. I am stamping on a little piece of fun foam because this is a photopolymer stamp. I want to give that little bit of extra cushion. And then I'm going to put Marina Mist right on top of the Dapper Denim. You can see that this cupcake has a little bit of, it's not the same all the way across. Let me show you on the image in the catalog. You can see there's a nice big dip right here, and there's a little baby dip over there, and that will help you line up these stamps. Even in this first image where it's the dark, you can still see the dip even though there's just a few stripes there. So those are my first 2 inks, and I'm going to come in with Soft Sky as my 3rd color. You do want to be fairly precise with this particular type of image so that you can line them up correctly. Some of our 2-step stamp images are a little bit more whimsical, and you can be off just a little, but this one, sometimes it's helpful to stand up when you're stamping just to try and get those images right on top where you want them. Okay, this is the Real Red. It's my first layer. Now, I'm also going to stamp the second layer in the same color in Real Red, so I just wrote a note to myself, the Real Red, that this one is the one I'm going to stamp off because I have forgotten to do that before. So I'm just going to stamp it on my scrap 1 time. That leaves less ink on that ink pad, and then I'll just put it right on top of that red. and then come in with my Flirty Flamingo, which is another one of the new in colors, and put my third layer on here, which is going to be the palest layer. Now that Flirty Flamingo looks pretty bright right here. It looks almost as bright as that Stamped Off Real Red, but as the image dries, you'll be able to see a little more variation in that image. So you can see here I have a finished card with this image, and you can see that there's a little bit paler look to those three. Also, I have added some of the Wink of Stella in there, if you can see a little bit of sparkle, and a rhinestone on top. And I just added the Wink of Stella on the paler portions of that cupcake, not on the deep shadowed portions of that. So that is two-step stamping. I hope you have enjoyed it. Now go have some fun crafting.